So me and Bailey were talking.
Yeah, we were. It's what we do, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like,
Tell him, Bailey.
tell him what?
Tell him what we were talking about.
What were we talking about, Matthew?
Do you remember that time when we were sitting there? We were like, man, these little league kids, what are they doing? Sitting there wearing their ice cream shorts, using their pencil bat. And what were we sitting there like? We're sitting there in our Wranglers and our Levi jeans, and we're sitting there like, I could beat up their dad. Quite frankly, I could beat up probably their whole family.
That's your stance.
That's my stance.
So where's the line drawn? Is it just any kid that wears an ice cream themed? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
that's.
hitting a dinger off that kid.
I like the nodding and the physical comedy, Matthew. I really do. We are an audio based podcast though.
Zoom, zip, bap. Hells yeah! We're back, baby. We're here. Welcome back to 101 The Goob. Thanks for listening. Today, we are sponsored by
We are not sponsored. Put that away. Put
McDonald's.
that away.
Oh,
Welcome back to
man.
101 The Coop, everybody. Um, it is Matthew and Bailey here. Matthew's not going to eat anymore on the podcast because we already gave up soda, so we're not going to start chewing into the microphone on the audio podcast. Yeah, okay.
Nah.
Okay. Um, check out the social medias. We got stuff bumping out over there. If you're on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, check us out on Spotify. And if you really want something, check Matthew out on Yelp, where he lives all his food reviews. Um, I bungled up the delivery of that one. I apologize, but it was funny because all this dude does is eat on the podcast all the time, apparently.
Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, go ahead
Um,
and follow our side channel, 101 The Food.
okay.
That's where I give food reviews on all of our sponsored things that we get.
Okay, real quick.
So,
Do you
mhm.
have a favorite food review TikToker? Do you have like you don't have any of them?
Nah, I don't really watch TikTok. I try to enjoy the present moment, really.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I never heard TikTok? What is that?
No, yeah, I use Facebook sometimes, but that's just to keep up with friends.
Okay, okay. There's some really good Luke Foods cracks me up.
Mm,
He's really good. Uh Wayne Dang, you ever seen Wayne Dang before?
no, but sick name.
He's pretty funny. He cracks me up. Sorry, didn't mean to derail us. That's kind of your job.
Yeah,
Um
what the hell?
but how are you doing today, Matthew?
Feel good. Hanging in there. Working 12-hour days recently. Minimum. So, it could be rough. But it is rewarding coming home and being just like chilling, having
Yeah.
my own spot. Um, it's pretty cool. I am really excited. Like I know I said it a few episodes ago, but like I am really excited to like decorate this place out.
Yeah.
And you can't see it obviously because you're on my desk. But like I have space here to make stuff look really, really cool. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. Um, but other than that, yeah, just working. What about you? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's a little hot up here. Got to turn the AC off for us to record so that the audio listeners can enjoy. So I hope you guys understand the sacrifice I'm making. I'm sweating bullets out here.
Hey,
Um,
sweating balls.
so when I get really angry at Matthew this episode for something, I'm sure it's gonna be the heat and probably Matthew's fault as well. Realistically,
Right.
um,
I'm used to it.
no, but I've been working a bit as well. Recently got certified to bartend. which is really,
Let's
really
go.
exciting. I've been picking up some
Drinks
shifts
on
at
him.
drinks on me. Picking up some shifts at my grandfather's bar is a really, really fun time, and I'm excited to do it more and continue to do so. Um, yeah, I've been watching a lot of baseball. Matthew's not in focus on his camera. Um, Watching a lot of baseball. I'm watching a lot of Mariners baseball. I'm wearing the Mariners hat today, actually. Um, Cal Raleigh is just something to watch. Like uh, he is alone makes the Mariners must watch baseball. He is having an unreal season. He just hit his 32nd home run today. No
That's
catcher has
insane.
ever hit 30 home runs before the All-Star break. Or no catcher besides Johnny Bench has ever,
Really?
and he just surpassed um oh, I'm blanking on the two names. Oh no. I'm bad at my job.
JT
Um
Realmuto.
no, but he also just set the record for most home runs by a switch hitter before the All-Star break. And just so we are clear, we are 4 weeks away from the All-Star break. We are we are in rarefied air right now. Cal Raleigh is doing something amazing. If you have free time and you're able to watch a Mariners game, do it. Um, Other than that, I got some bad news for you, Matthew.
What happened?
Nobody called in to 717-803-7302. That
717-803-7302, and you're telling me no one called in?
no one called in with a number that memorable.
Quite frankly, that
Nobody
number is
called
memorable. It might
in.
as well be 1-800 the Goob. It might as well be that.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold
That's what
up.
I'm saying.
Audio listeners, turn the video on. I want you to know, if you don't turn video on and you're driving, that's okay because I'm staring at you regardless.
He's staring.
Quite frankly, we forgive you, first of all. But second of all, do you know the time and effort Bailey went through to get this phone?
It's true.
It's a
I
flip phone.
It's a flip phone.
It's a flip
Also,
phone. Do you know the strings he had to pull to get this?
I had to call like one friend.
He had to call one friend to get this flip phone. And quite frankly, you guys don't even value it.
They gave me two. They gave me two of them.
They gave him two phones. They call him two phone baby Keen. And this is how you treat us.
And this is how you treat us.
We forgive you though. Anyways,
But we'll remember
um,
it. We forgive them, but we'll remember it.
exactly. Forgive and remember. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Um, make it a little bit easier on you. Maybe we can give you a question like we have been doing.
Yeah, try to make it easy.
Yeah, quite frankly, try to make it easy. Um, who's your favorite mascot in sports?
And why is it the fanatic?
And why is it the Philly Fanatic? Because he's crazy? That's why he's mine. So pick a new one. I already chose that answer.
So your official answer is the fanatic because he's crazy.
Yeah. Have you seen all the stuff he does?
Yeah, I've seen the stuff he does. I was trying to.
Really?
I was trying to straight man you a little bit better than I did. I broke though. I'm sorry. That was really good, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um.
Make that fun.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if we've ever made that clear here on this podcast. We like to have fun.
Frankly, you should call us the Fun Cast.
101 the fun.
That's sick. We could be like we could be like a we could be like a traveling band
Okay.
that schools bring in, but like we're not a band.
Yeah.
We're like a trap. Like, do you remember those people that would come in for like like when we had when the kids would go to the auditorium and
Yeah.
they're like, hey, this guy came in, he's gonna show us some stuff,
Yeah.
and but it's us,
Okay.
and
I
we're
Sorry, I have a
yeah,
really crazy story about that real quick.
sure,
When we were in elementary school, we had a football player come to our school. Do you remember this? Okay. This is
yep,
a really crazy thing, but do you remember what all the speculation was? Everyone thought that Michael Vick was coming to our school. Do you remember that?
mm-hmm,
Everyone was
yeah,
convinced it was Michael Vick. There was also conversation that it was going to be a guy named Kevin Kolb, Kolb, who was the current quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles at the time. when I was in 5th grade and you were in 4th grade, right? I know that for a fact. I was in 5th grade, you were
Yeah.
in 4th grade. The guy who
Am
showed
I
up,
older than you and taller than you?
the guy who showed up, his name was Michael Cobb. It was a mix of Michael Vick and Kevin Cobb, the two people who we thought it was. And his name was Michael Cobb, and he was some guy who played for the Eagles for like 2 seasons. But yeah, I don't know why that memory was burnt into my brain. I was like, how did that happen? Because like everyone was convinced it was Michael Vick. I don't know
Yeah,
why we were all convinced it was Michael Vick.
could have been.
It could have been. He was doing like school tours at the time because he was like
Yeah,
on his way. He was like on his recovery tour from being imprisoned for dogfighting.
it happens.
It happens. Well, you got busted last week for dogfighting, right?
Yeah, but I got let free.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was hoping you'd say it was cockfighting, but that's okay.
That's a different thing.
Misunderstanding. They
Yeah.
thought it was chickens. Um, so go vote for the All Stars for the Phillies. Zach Wheeler absolutely deserves to be an All Star. Trey Turner absolutely deserves to be an All Star. Chris Sanchez absolutely deserves to be an All Star. Kyle Schwarber as well. Were you mouthing that, or can I just not hear you? All right, you're mouthing it, and again,
Yeah.
I love the physical comedy, Matthew. I love it. Audio podcast, brother. Audio.
Ah,
Yeah.
Ranger Suarez.
He hasn't played all season.
Yeah.
That just limited, but he's been outstanding. I mean, he carried a no hitter into the 6th today. It was pretty awesome to watch. Um, yeah, vote for the Phillies. Bryce deserves to be there, even though he didn't really play too much. Vote him still for his Hall of Fame case. Love y'all. Um,
And we love Bryce Harper.
and we love Bryce Harper. We love Bryce Harper. Vote for the Phils. Get them into the All Star game, even if they don't play. We're fine.
Isn't it
Um,
at the All-Star game, aren't they wearing their jerseys?
this season, yeah, they're bringing it back.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
So in your time watching baseball, you've only ever seen the All Star jerseys, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I think that changed back in like 2015, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I liked the old school was the your own jersey, but with your team's hat, and it looks a
hmm
little funky out there for sure. But it is cool seeing the Phil's pinstripes
Yeah.
out there, and some of the other iconic jerseys from around the league. Um, But speaking of the All Star break or the All Star game, All Star break also coincides with the deadline, the trade deadline, July 31st. So we're about 1 month out. I was curious if you had any ideal moves you wanted the Phillies to make this offseason to fill maybe that bullpen spot or that right-handed hitter spot, whatever you were thinking. You saw out there. What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah. Um, One thing, I'm partly biased
Mm-hmm.
because he's on my fantasy team. Uh, Recently I mean, he just came off the IL and been a little bit slow coming back, but Cedric Mullins,
Absolutely.
um, out in the outfield, I think we could definitely use somebody out there to move around, especially once we get into um, games where we're really gonna have to be hitting. Um,
Especially a very capable center fielder. Very capable
yeah,
center fielder.
100%. And it's like he's got power, so it's
Yep.
like being able to have somebody in the lineup. Excuse me, being able to have somebody in the lineup who has power. I'll be honest, it's just when I talk. It's just when I talk. When I talk, I burp. All right, it happens. I'm not even drinking nothing.
No, I know. I know. It's impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah.
I actually
Um.
I have Cedric Mullins written down for myself as well.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. Also, pretty cool name.
Yeah,
He's a
that's an
cool
awesome
guy.
name.
Yeah. Um. And I think being able to have a capable center field. Yeah, center field. That
Right-handed bat as well.
yeah, that can mash. I mean, like he is 30 years old, but also it's like
He's on the last year of his
he
contract. It would be a rental.
exactly.
He'd come
Yeah.
for he'd come for half a season. Um I absolutely want to get into more of what you have, but since you brought up Mullins, I'm going to get into my one trade idea real quick.
Yeah.
The only reason I'd want to land Cedric Mullins personally is if that was in tandem with Felix Bautista of the Orioles as well. Did you have
hmm
him written down as well?
I he was kind of like an honorable mention for me. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, well, he's kind of been the apple of a few Phillies fans' eyes recently, for sure. But I've been locked in on Felix Bautista for a minute now.
nicknamed the Mountain.
Yeah, dude,
Are you kidding me?
He's 6'7". He's
That alone, I want him.
massive. He's bigger than Jeff Hoffman. Um,
Crazy.
yeah. He has 153 and a third innings pitched at a career ERA of a 2.0 flat. Um, he throws his sinker about 60% of the time. He has a splitter and a slider. Splitter about 30% of the time, slider 10%. He does have a cutter. He works it in less than 1% of the amount of times he pitches. So about a 3-pitch mix, really relying on that sinker and splitter. The sinker averages about 97 miles per hour. He can hit 100 to 101 with it. He's awesome. He would be such an amazing piece if we were able to add him to this bullpen. And with a higher price, adding Cedric Mullins into that deal could end up being perfect. That realistically would have us moving Mick Abel and probably another prospect along the Justin Crawford level. Maybe not necessarily Justin Crawford with Mick Abel, who is doing amazing things for the Phillies right now in keeping his trade value where it is. He got lit up by the Mets, and we'll get into that a little bit. But I don't think that's hurting his trade value too much. I think he's still showing a lot as a 23-year-old. That a team like the Baltimore Orioles, who have a really hard time developing pitching talent, could really use a near MLB ready arm that they don't have to do too much with. So 100% in on Cedric Mullins. The way I really want him, though, is if it's in tandem with Felix Bautista. But please, after you, sir.
That's fair. But yeah, honestly, and just the fact that they're on the same team and they're also both, I would say outfield and relief pitching is the two areas that,
We need a right-handed bat in the outfield, and
yeah,
we need a reliever. We need two
exactly.
relievers, preferably.
Yeah.
One other thing I did want to note here is that we do make deals with the Orioles all the time.
Hmm.
We traded Sir Anthony Dominguez. We traded Gregory Soto. We got Moises Chase, Seth Johnson, and Austin Hayes just last season alone. Boo.
Boo.
We hate Austin Hayes. We stand by that. Watch the first episode of this podcast. We don't like Austin Hayes.
Yeah.
Um, but we do deals with the team. Dombrowski clearly has a good relationship with the GM out there. It really could be a best of both worlds. Everyone gets what they need, and the Orioles maybe possibly get some real pitching prospects in their system.
Hmm. Um, Another one that from the research I did, it looks like a lot of people are interested in him because of his talent. I don't like the guy, Jaron Duran. He's in the outfield, but don't want him. I don't care if
Yeah,
he's got talent. I don't like the guy.
we would
So,
have to give up. We'd have to give up one of our 1A guys for him.
mhm.
You'd be talking about either Andrew Painter and Aiden Miller, or one of them at a huge haul. I'm not interested. I don't want
No,
the
not
baggage that
worth it.
comes with it. Uh,
We don't like him.
no,
Honestly, he's up there with Austin Hayes. We don't like him as much as we probably don't like Austin Hayes.
exactly.
And you can have him.
Someone that just like that openly uses a slur, like the F slur to a fan. I like get out of here. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's gone through some stuff. Respect to him for that or whatever. But besides that, I'm good on the guy. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
But
we'll take Cedric Mullins. All right.
we'll take Seti. Absolutely.
We love him. Another one that I have just because I like his aura is Ardalis Chapman.
Oh,
Uh
okay.
yeah. He
Biceps.
30, 37, but dude can throw. My lord. I've been getting edits after edits after edits on my TikTok and it's oh, what's the sound? It's
Wait, I thought you said you didn't watch TikTok.
when did I ever say that?
You said I actually don't watch TikTok. I like to live in the moment.
Are you kidding me? I never said that.
Wait a minute. I think you did.
Actually?
Yes.
When? Pull it up.
Earlier.
Really?
I think you said it, but it's okay. Continue talking. I won't listen.
Sorry, my camera cut out. Sorry, audio listeners. uh, no. The edits I see on TikTok of this guy just dotting people up, and it's just like it is amazing. Anybody that's throwing heat, I can get behind him. I love that. Um,
Wait,
doesn't
who are you talking about?
Chapman?
Gotcha. Never mind. I'm in. Yeah, 100%.
Who did you think I was talking about?
I thought. Never mind. I thought you said Adolis Garcia for some reason.
Oh,
No, you said Aroldis Chapman,
for roll.
right?
I read it wrong. I have it on my phone, my
Oh,
notes.
you're good.
Totally read it wrong. Mr.
Aroldis.
Chapman.
Yeah, he's actually. I mean, he's a freak of nature. To be completely honest,
Yeah.
he has been in the league for so long, throwing 103 miles per hour, and has just never had any arm issues. He had like an ankle issue a few years ago, a knee issue is what it was. He is a literal freak of nature. Bad dude. Off the field stuff, not good.
Really?
Yeah, some really, really bad stuff about him, and a weird video of him grabbing his grandmother's boob. It. I'll have to show you that sometime. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm good.
No, it's
I'm good.
strange. I'm gonna make you watch it. I hate to
Nope.
break it to you. It's clothed. We're good. You don't see the boob. Yeah, that's okay. Um, but he throws heat, and he does his little stance after he strikes people out.
It's
It's pretty cool.
got aura.
It does have aura.
Um, so I think he'd be a fun one. Uh, thoughts? Do you want to give another one from
Yeah,
your end?
yeah. I only have two written down here. I did get a little bit more in depth on like what we would give up for them
Hmm.
specifically. So I like the dichotomy here where you've got just some names we're throwing out and like absolutely I'm in or out on that guy, and then I've got some more like a little bit more in depth. And what I broke down was the potential Rhys Hoskins trade. If Bryce Harper is out for an extended amount of time, which we don't hear anything about it. There's like rumors that he's coming back in a week.
I
There's
was
rumors
like,
that he's not coming back for the rest of the season. Like,
didn't news just come out like today that he's set to come back like late June, early July?
yeah, I just that's that's nothing. I not to be
That's
like
fair.
it's concerning to me. I hope that means that we're all good by June, July, and we're not talking about this. But if Bryce is missing extended time, I think bringing in Rhys Hoskins would be great for multiple reasons. I think it would be great because it would really inject something into this team that we already have. We are cooking right now. We have good momentum. We took 2 of 3 from the Mets. Um, like things are looking good. I think Rhys would bring a whole nother level of energy to this team that has been missing since he left, and something that I wasn't willing to accept, that I was not willing to like cater to in 2023 when he left or when he went down with the injury, was that we needed him. And I don't think we necessarily need him, but I think it would be very nice to have him on the team. Uh, in order to do that, though, the Brewers would need to start losing, or they would have to just pull a classic Brewers move. The Brewers are a little strange in the sense that they don't operate the same as a lot of baseball teams. They're very analytically driven, like most teams are, but in a very they steal bases. They play on a budget. They have a pitching lab that turns nobody pitchers into the most insane pitcher you've ever seen in your entire life. So they are the type of team that could be winning and then sell him if we were giving up a prospect that we were really in, that they were really interested in or even remotely interested in. What I said here is that we would definitely have to give up less than what we'd have to give up to get Bautista, because Bautista would actually be the remainder of this season, and next season we would have control of him as well. This would be Rhys Hoskins for the rest of this season, and a mutual player and club option to bring him back next year for $4 million. I don't think he would
Okay.
sign that, considering how well he is playing right now. He's playing out of his mind. Hi, Mavi. Mavy boy. Oh my. Um, the way he's playing right now, I don't think he would sign a $4 million extension or would opt into a $4 million extension. He's playing extremely well. But I was thinking we could possibly give up Rincones, Gabriel Rincones, if you remember him from spring training. He's been having a pretty good. Um,
He's in AAA, right?
yeah, he's out in
Yeah.
Lehigh Valley. Keaton Anthony is another guy who just got moved up to Lehigh Valley that could totally be moved for a player like Reese. Seth Johnson, we've seen him at the league level a couple times. The only reason I wrote him down is because he's not a very highly touted prospect by any means, but the Brewers are the Brewers, and sometimes if they see something they like in a pitcher, they will take a lower quality one just because they know they can do something crazy with him. And I did write down Otto Kemp as well. The only reason I wrote down Otto Kemp is because he does play first, and bringing Reese in would kind of eliminate the need for that right-handed bat. But it's always nice to have good players off the bench. Just some names that we could possibly give up to bring Reese back onto the team. What are your thoughts on bringing Reese back? I think we talked about it briefly, but if we were giving up some real capital for him, would you be interested still?
I think so. Yeah. I think he brings that vibe to the team that I
Yeah,
think sometimes is missing, but also just like I feel like he embraces that spirit of just like being that dude.
he
You
loves
know, it's
Philly.
like
He
yeah,
loves Philadelphia.
yeah, and it's just like I feel like you don't really see. I mean, I think the team does embrace that, but like the only one that you really see embrace that like fully, I think, is Bryce.
Yeah,
So it's like being able to kind of have, you know,
more people that also love
more
Philly.
people just going at it. Like I think it just brings that energy that I mean, partly the fans want it, and also partly the team wants it too. I think so. I think it's a worthwhile trade for sure.
Yeah, so Reese in his age 32 season, he's currently at a .9 WAR on half a season, which is pretty solid. 12 home runs. He's batting 248. He's getting on base at a 340 clip with an OPS of 779. OPS plus, which is the adjusts it to park average and everything like that, so that 100 is completely average. He's 119, so he's 19% better than the average MLB player right now, at the dish. Yeah, it would be awesome to see him back in Philly. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd see the day. But yeah, I'd love to see Reese back, and I think that move would be awesome. Do you have anyone else you wanted to get into, or do you want to just jump into the some of our thoughts from the two series this past week?
I'd say those are probably the main ones.
Okay.
Reese was kind of in there, but like I I didn't really add him in just because like I felt like outfield and I mean with the potential of I mean obviously hopefully Bryce comes back and like we
Mm-hmm.
could just get him at first, but it felt like outfield and relief pitching was kind of that main thing that we needed.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
Like,
Um,
could you imagine our relief pitching is just led by the Mountain and Mr. Chapman?
that would be that would be the most insane deadline I've ever experienced in real time. I think if the Phillies were somehow able to land Aroldis Chapman and Felix Bautista, I just know for a fact somehow that would blow up in our faces. That just seems like the type of thing
100%.
we finally invest in it, and it's like, we've got a bullpen now. Something would go
Yeah.
awry, I'm sure. I'd love to get just one of them. To be honest, I'd love to get both of them. Don't get me wrong, but if
Yeah.
we get one of them, I'll be happy. Um, and I want to see, not to be rude to Jose Alvarado, but when he gets back, I want to see him get used a lot. I don't want to see any of
Hmm.
our high leverage guys really going during that last 40 game stretch. I want to see them taking a nice load off while Jose eats up some innings, while he can't play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, but we took 3 of 4 from the Marlins and 2 of 3 from the Mets. That is a solid week right there.
You.
Do you have any quick thoughts on the Marlins series besides just we took care of business when we needed to?
I was gonna say we just kind of did work down there, and
Yeah,
um, Lazardo was kind of back there. He was like, "Glad I'm in Philly."
yeah, he did not have a great outing against Miami.
Yeah. Um, Definitely a little rough, but also, I mean, we'll talk about it. But when he
Uh,
got back to
we'll just get right
CBP,
into it. We'll
baby,
just get right into it. Oh my
Played
gosh,
well.
Jesus Luzardo was unreal against the Mets. He
Mm-hmm.
had Juan Soto giggling. He had him laughing when he struck him out. I, dude, I. Who's your 1, 2, 3 for playoffs? Right, Zach Wheeler.
Obviously.
Who do you, who are you cutting? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to cut Jesus, I don't want to cut Chris, and I don't want to cut Ranger. I can tell you that much.
No, it's really hard because it's like,
What do you do? Like, I think if everyone is firing at all cylinders, my
mm,
personal take is you move Jesus to the bullpen because his stuff plays in the bullpen the best.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Chris was unreal against the Marlins. I know it's the Marlins, but he looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't let you answer the question. I didn't let you answer the question. I'm sorry. I was so
No,
excited.
you were perfectly fine. I think that's important is that acknowledging that I mean like I think it was versus I mean granted the ump was
Oh
dookie.
my gosh.
Wheeler had it was a tough start and it's
Yeah,
like I think it was what by the fifth inning he was I don't know if he got into 100 pitches. I honestly
97.
forget. Yeah.
97.
So it's like he the ump was shit. Like just
Terrible.
straight up.
Terrible.
And and seeing Wheeler kind of like talk back to him, it's like he typically kind of keeps to himself, but it's like
He's not
when he
messing
says
around.
something, you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just knowing that, like even though he's our ace, like knowing that being able to have somebody like Lazardo in the bullpen, I think is so important to be able to eat up innings when inevitably, because I mean we're all human, inevitably we're gonna have a tough outing, and it's like could you imagine Zach Wheeler and then Jesus Lazardo comes in? Like you're done.
You're
Like I'm sorry.
it's absolutely brutal. Like and I
Yeah.
of course I'm picturing the Mets because we lost to the Mets in the last playoff series and
Hmm.
we just won a series against the Mets. So I'm feeling good. But imagine you get through two rotations of this lineup through Zach Wheeler and it's like, "Oh, it's Juan Soto time." Like obviously I still want Zach Wheeler pitching. Don't get me wrong, but if he's struggled, okay, yeah, we'll just tap into Jesus Luzardo throwing 100 out of the pen. Like it it's a really nasty thing to think about, and I'm excited for it. I am. I'm very
Yeah.
excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be the guy that just can't wait for October. I'm trying to enjoy the season as much as I can, but I cannot wait for October, man. I this team
Hmm.
is really making me believe again, and
Yeah.
it's exciting. It's really exciting. I was actually at Game 2 of that series against the Mets, and it was not fun. I can tell you
That was the
there.
McAble start, right?
Yeah, it was the McAble start. He didn't look great. It happens. He's 23 years old. It was his fourth career start. I've been
That
to
and it's like you're versing the highest paid MLB player. Like
the number one, the most expensive no, second most expensive roster in baseball.
yeah,
Like
like
it's no joke.
yeah, you're 23. Like he's still a kid. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
he's figuring it out, and he didn't seem shook after the game. He did a really good press conference where he was just stating like, I missed my spot high. Ump wasn't giving me the top of the zone, but that's not on. You know what I mean? That's just something I gotta adjust. It's pretty. He's kind of got two pitches. He would really benefit from a good changeup.
mm,
Um, right now you can kind of just sit and wait for to see if there's any spin. If there is, you just hold off because it's enough curve and it's not going anywhere near the zone. Um, but besides that, there were too many Mets fans. I was blown away by this, Matthew. There
yeah,
were so many Mets fans at Citizens Bank Park.
that's rough.
I
You almost threw up.
I dude, it stunk so bad in there. Every single Mets fan has terrible BO and smells like actual garbage.
Hmm.
Um Besides that though, did I see anything good in that game? Bohm went 3 for 4 with a walk or something like that. He's been he's been unreal recently. Um what are some of your takeaways from this Mets series? I'm sorry, I keep on steamrolling.
No, you were perfectly fine. I'd say just like it was good baseball.
It
Like
was great baseball.
it was so fun to watch. It was enjoyable. Um And it's like, yeah, even though we didn't sweep them, imagine if we did.
Um,
Th- That's what makes it like such a fun rivalry is that it's like you're going back and forth, and it's like, yeah, Mets fans stink, but also it's like if we didn't have Mets fans, then what?
that's
You
true.
know?
It's a good
It's
point.
like we we have to have that
I guess if we didn't have Mets
antithesis.
fans, we'd probably have like world peace and universal healthcare.
Yeah,
Realistically,
true. That's
yeah.
true.
I think the global warming probably wouldn't exist anymore if Mets fans didn't exist.
That's true.
Yeah. Think about
Honestly,
all the good things in the world that would happen if Mets never existed. You know what I mean?
wait, actually though,
Wouldn't it be awesome?
it would actually be kind of sweet.
We got the society if the Mets never exist.
That'd be good TikTok. That'd be a really good TikTok. Oh, we might have to cook something
we
up.
might
We
we
might
might
have
have to
to
cook
cook
something
something
up.
up.
We might have to cook
Hmm.
something up.
Uh,
But we are closing in on that time, Matthew. Do you have any other final thoughts here about the Mets series or the Marlins series before we get into the Goober of the week and your wise words to leave the lovely listeners with?
no, honestly, just, you know, punch your local Mets fan.
that's the advice of the week.
No, don't do that. That's violence. We don't like that. We don't condone violence.
Punch your
Don't
local
do
Mets
that.
fan is wild, Matthew.
We don't condone that. Honestly, you should watch a game with your local Mets fans. Sit down, eat some popcorn, go and get some
We're not
Cracker
doing the
Jacks.
popcorn thing again. We're
Come
not doing that again.
on.
Is that what you're ending every podcast with? Get some popcorn, sit
Come
down,
on,
eat a
pretend you're
hot
there in
dog.
CBP, baby. Come on.
Um, do you have a strong opinion on the Goober of the week this week, Matthew?
Honestly, I'm a big fan of just Lizardo.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at.
I think it's like his third one already this season.
Yeah, and he deserves all three of them.
We love you, Jesus Luzardo. I would
We
have
love you.
if you were gonna say no, I would have. If you said you didn't have like a strong opinion, I was gonna push for the Alec Boehm narrative.
Mm.
But I'm confident he'll have other great weeks, and we'll be all right.
I
Um,
mean, honestly, do we want to be a man of the people and give it to Alec Bohm because Jesus Luzardo already has two?
no, it's okay. Alec Boehm will get his. Maybe
Alec
maybe
Bohm,
Alec
you'll
Boehm
get
will get
yours
Goober of the year.
when he hits a grand slam off the Mets to win the World Series, even though it's not possible.
Well, you know what Matthew said. Sit down, get some popcorn, eat a hot dog. Imagine you're at Citizens Bank. Come
Come on,
on.
get some Dippin' Dots.
Watch 101 The Goob's
Watch our
TikToks.
TikToks.
Check us out. Have a lovely, lovely Thursday if you're listening on Thursday.
And if you're listening on Thursday, tune in later when we're playing some games.